move on to one of the most sacred things I think the church can do. In the elements that are present in communion, I believe is the concept that we're all created equal. We all get hungry, we all need food, we all need something to drink, and there's this value in communion that states that everyone is equal. I was once, and I want to piggyback on what Jody was saying, because I know where Jody was going with this. And I was once a toxic person in my life. I was a horrible human being. I was a bigoted piece of shit until I was 26 years old, or 25 years old. And I'm still unlearning behaviors. And what I see in this country is the growth of a culture that shaped most of my life. I was a part of that community. Had I not changed, there is a good chance I would have been wearing a MAGA hat and had the same horrific values that a lot of people have in this country. And I think back to what changed me. And I think the most prevalent action that changed me was people's unwillingness to submit to my ignorance. People were not afraid to speak hard truth to my stupid. Because as Jody said in the beginning of Jody's presentation, if we love people, if we truly love them, we won't allow them to continue to be bigots or have bigoted values that oppress other people. Love is not complicit. That's not how love works. There's a story in the Bible that I was reading this week because I'm writing a book, and it's just this really subversive moment in the Gospels where Jesus is walking into a city, and then there's this tree there that happens to be a fig tree, and it's not in season. And if you're reading the story and you don't really know what's going on, it's like Jesus just gets pissed and curses this fig tree because it doesn't have fruit, even though it's not in season. And like reading that story at face value, you're like, man, Jesus is kind of in a bad mood right now. Like, the tree didn't do anything wrong. It's just not in season. If anybody's wrong here, it's Jesus. What's going on? So Jesus curses this fig tree, goes into the city, and this is where Jesus cleanses the temple. At the time, the temple had been corrupted by Rome. They actually had statues of Caesar outside of this temple. And Jesus starts turning over the table of money changers, and he starts driving out the temple. And what's amazing in this story is Jesus wasn't just mad because there was an exchange of currency. Jesus was mad because this process was oppressing poor people. You see, people traveled from miles and miles to come to this place, and they had to buy animals for their sacrifice. They couldn't haul a cow through the desert that needed lots of, hay and things like that to survive. They had to purchase animals when they were there to participate in this worship service. When they arrived, Rome was influencing this temple's practices, and Rome had this massive worship tax going on that was oppressing poor people where they couldn't afford to participate in a worship service. That's what pissed Jesus off, not the exchange of money. Jesus was upset at the oppression that was being inflicted by empire. So Jesus starts overturning the money changer tables. And I thought it was like maybe 2 tables. In this temple, there were hundreds of tables. Jesus starts flipping table by table by table. There was an estimated 300,000 animals kept in pens for this ceremony. Jesus starts letting them out and driving them away. Jesus was speaking truth to stupid, y'all. Jesus was speaking hard truth to empire, and it didn't appear to be nice. And as Jesus is walking out of the town, that fig tree we talked about is on the side of the road, and it's cursed. The fig tree is not simply a tree in this story. The fig tree is the flag of the nation of Israel. And at the time, the Jewish faith had been corrupted by empirical values. Christianity has been corrupted by empirical values. Christianity needs to be called out for its bullshit. If we truly love them, we'll do it. Now, here's the thing. That sounds great, right? Speaking truth to power and like, yeah, let's get out there and let's show how angry we are. And you should do that. But you should also realize that those people and have views that are exclusive are also children of God, and they have potential to be transformed. But how they are able to come into that space of transformation is by calling them out on their hateful rhetoric. We create a tolerant society by no longer tolerating intolerance. And when we constantly project that message and refuse to hate our enemy, that's how we can change this country for the better. That's how we can resurrect the kind of community that Jesus talked about. Amen?
Amen.
On the night that he was betrayed, Jesus took bread and he broke it. And he said, "This is my body broken for you. Take and eat in remembrance of me." Let me do that again because I'm working on something. On the night that Jesus was betrayed, Jesus took bread and they broke it. And they said, "This is my body broken for you. Take and eat. And as often as you do, do so in remembrance of me." I'm still working on this, trying to be inclusive. Very important. And likewise, they took the cup. And they said, "This is my blood poured out for you. Take and drink. And as often as you do, do so in remembrance of me." Now, you do not have to be a Christian to partake in these elements. Please pass the bread around, pass the cup, dip the bread into the cup as it comes your way. And no matter where you are in life, know that you are a beloved child of God, whether you are politically right or politically left, but know that we will not stop speaking truth to you because we love you, because this isn't about right or left anymore in America. This is about right and wrong. And until next week, may the peace of the Lord Christ go with you wherever He may send you. May it guide you through the wilderness and protect you through the storms. May it bring you home rejoicing at the wonders that it shows you, and may it bring you home rejoicing once again into our doors. Let's give all of our participants today, including Jolene, Riley, and Janice, a round of applause. And until next week, y'all, I love you. Y'all take it easy. And if you heard nothing today, for the love of God, go vote. Amen.